I would like to request our first panelist, Mr. Deepak Gunwante, to please make his presentation. Thank you very much. Deepak Ji.
Yeah, thanks, Kuldeep. And thanks, Prachi, for the introduction. And Kuldeep and team, thanks for this opportunity to present in this esteemed forum. So I think I'll start off with although I've spent more than 30 years in R&D, and I still continue on that part. So I also partner the healthy marketing team. Essentially, this is a brand strategy and marketing group primarily for health and wellness products and dairy on the thing. And the reason for me to partner is if we look at, I think the next chart. So the reason for me to partner them is, the brutal truth is that 80% of the new product launches, this is the global data across the globe, fail within 12 months of the launch. So it might appear to be okay, we might go ahead and launch it, but actually only 2 out of 10 really do very well. So that means 80% of the products on which we as R&D scientists, we spend so much of efforts on, so actually gets wasted. So that is the bridge I'm trying to, really work on in terms of how we can really improve the chances of success for NPDs. Next slide. So this group, HMT, they are based in, their headquarters is in Sweden, and they've been operating for the last 20 odd years. They have another office in London, and I joined them since last couple years. I'm based in Singapore, and I manage India and Southeast Asia. Next chart. And they have operated in more than about 60 odd countries. And what I bring now is the wealth of information that we have from all across these 60 different countries and looking at the consumer trends per se. That's what I'm going to be talking about and how it is likely to impact. We are into unprecedented times now. So with the COVID, it's completely unprecedented. And so I'm going to bring all this information from what you gathered from across the globe. So next slide. So we basically club that into the 6, what we call it as global game changers. And for each of these global game changer, so there is a NPD or a nutrition innovation strategy, and I'll talk about it in fair bit of detail, giving a little bit of example for each of these things, and I'll try and finish everything in the next 8 minutes. And if you've got any questions, please note it down so that we can come back to those questions later. So the next slide. So the first one is in terms of the food for health and well-being. If you look at the population today, so 40% of the people, basically one in 3 persons, more than 1 person out of 3 persons is either overweight or obese. And there are so many other non-communicable diseases, etc. So people are not looking at food as a fuel. Those days are gone. So now it is, anything that people are looking for is primarily for health and well-being. In the food or, the branded product that we want to sell, consumers want to look at it as a building block. So, and this is further accentuated by the COVID-19 now. So anything that people look for now are looking for right now and looking for immunity. And so even pre-COVID, people are looking for, okay, what is it that, can still make me slim? And as Kuldeep rightly said, people really want tasty food. There's no compromise on tasty food. I want the tasty food, but at the same time, what is the building block I can get out of this? So that's what we call it as an active nutrition as a strategy. The next slide. So if you look at a few examples in dairy, so if you go to the next slide, Prachi. So Activia, the probiotics. So the previous slide. So the Activia is the probiotics, and so that's been there for a long time. So now you've got, even these smoothies. Now probiotic smoothies are replacing the regular Cokes and the Pepsis, people are becoming far more conscious. And probiotics, we know is, helps with the gut health and it improves immunity. And then Chobani, so they've gone one step further. They've added prebiotics through oat fiber, etc. So it's a symbiotic, yogurt. So, really helping people. So instead of having a regular yogurt, etc., can I have a symbiotic yogurt? And which helps me on my day-to-day things. Or rather than having some other drink, can I have a probiotic smoothie? So those are the kinds of, trends that are currently there. So move to the next slide. So here, if you this is the second one, the people. So if we look at, most of at least my age group, when we were born, the last say 50 years back, the total population of the earth was about 3.5 billion. And can't imagine that in the last just over 50 years, the population on this globe has actually doubled. So we are more than 7.3 billion people on this. So obviously that has happened. At the same time, wealth also has increased. So it's not one size fit all. That doesn't work anymore. It is my size. So what is my size? So that is where, the life stage nutrition, whether it is for infants, whether it is for growing children, or whether it is for office going adults, or whether it is for aged population, and the aged population is increasing. So if you look, I'm just giving a couple of examples in the next slide. So the first 1,000 days is absolutely critical. So whether it is during pregnancy or during the infancy of a child. So that pretty much is, forms what a person's health and is going to be for the rest of, that person's life. So here there's so much of innovation that has happened, including the recent one, the HMO, the human milk oligosaccharide. So we must have heard about DHA, lutein, and all that stuff. So the human milk oligosaccharide is the latest one on the block with good science behind that. And human milk oligosaccharide is the third largest component in mother's milk. So with increasing number of the lactating women not able to do breastfeeding for the children, so this becomes all the more important. And on the right, you see an example of Gold Advance. So this is again a tailored product for people who are aging. So while people, the life expectancy has significantly gone up. So the people, want to remain young, they want to remain healthy, they want to have really quality life. And so that is another, example, classic example of life stage nutrition. Next slide. So of course, the resources initially, which seemed, seemingly unlimited, is clearly limited. So if we really look at the amount of resources we are extracting from the earth, it is 1.7 times what the earth is able to offer. We got only one planet, but we are actually using 1.7 times the planet. So, and especially the millennials, so they are very, very particular about this sustainable nutrition. So they are really connected with this particular thing, and they actually have a movement, going on. So if you go to the next slide. So just a few examples, including large companies like Unilever, Magnum, they are looking at vegan. So this is a challenge for dairy industry. So people are going from, rather than milk, they are, moving towards non-dairy. And just Koji is another huge brand in Japan. So it is a dairy-free fermented yogurt milk. So that's the other one. And what you see on the right, Oatly is basically replacing milk with oat milk. And this started off as a very small startup about a decade back in Europe, and it has completely taken over and has really become very big. And in US, it's already crossed more than $100 million in less than a year's time after they've launched in US. So oat milk. So these are all the trends that are there, especially with the millennials. So next one is in the production. So from processed, it's all about, natural. So, the consumers are really looking for transparency. They're looking for natural product, and that's the strategy, the natural nutrition. So go to the next slide. There's a few examples I can quote is organic daily probiotics in dairy. So, which helps with immunity and, digestive health per se. And they're going in terms of, claiming how exactly the cows were fed. This is grass-fed, 100% grass-fed whole milk yogurt. So those are the kinds of, the claims that are there, organic, and going back into, being very transparent in terms of how those things are there. And then going back to the roots, Kuldeep just made a brief mention about turmeric. So again, you got here, the example I'm quoting is the Greek yogurt with turmeric, and turmeric is known to help with the immunity. And of course, this has to be completely substantiated in terms of what can be claimed on the pack. But, these are the kind of, trends that are there. Natural, going back to the old roots. It's not necessarily the processed ones that we want to go to. So the next one, next slide. So, is about the science. So clearly, as we are progressing, science is increasing by leaps and bounds. And so how does it transcend to the consumers? Consumers earlier used to, if they're not well, they would go and get some medicines and treatment. But no longer the current this thing. The big change is we don't want to get into any ailments. We want prevention. So it is prevention is the strategy here, targeted nutrition. So Benecol did it very well with proven to lower cholesterol. So through plant sterols and stenols. So that's an example. And if you go to the next slide, typically from the dairy industry point of view, one of the sciences that is really coming up big time is the probiotics. So we're probably still scratching the surface, and here the psychobiotic revolution. If you look at 90% of the serotonin receptors are in our gut. Serotonin is a hormone which, when that gets secreted, we feel happy. So our happiness hormone, 90% of the receptors are in the gut. So that is how important that. So it's basically the gut-brain axis. So that's being talked about. So mood-enhancing brain chemicals. So it's a very interesting one. The world's first dairy dispensary. This is in California. So they are using some of the clinically tested the probiotic cultures, and they are concocting it and they are sending it depending upon what your the thing is, tender loving care and that kind of mood enhancers. So that's basically just as an example. So there's a targeted nutrition there. So the next slide, if we move to, and the last but not the least is the technology, empowering consumers. Today, if we look at on the globe, more than 4 billion people have smartphones. 4 billion out of 7.3 billion have got access to internet and they've got smartphone. So it's no longer a product-driven approach when it comes to NPD. It is completely consumer-driven. Consumers are far more erudite, very well informed, well educated. And so this is where we call it as iNutrition. The next iNutrition is basically, the personalized nutrition is what you can call as. So if you go to the next slide. So when, so about 20 years back, where the first time the human genome was sequenced. So, and it cost about $3 billion. And today, so you and I can get our, the genome sequenced for less than $1,000. And we give a swab of a saliva, and about $100, we can get our DNA mapped in terms of, what we are good at, what we should be eating, what we should not be doing, what diseases we might be prone to, etc. And this is moved to the next level where with all the wearable apps, whether it is, Fitbit or Apple Watch or various other sensors that are there, and the apps that are available on your mobiles along all put together. So there's another, the company which is, coming with artificial intelligence, which all of these is combined together, and it actually collects the data based on what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, etc. And collectively it tells you in terms of where you are and what you need to be doing. And it's a loop, and they've put in artificial intelligence algorithm in that, and so it gets just better and better and better, far more customized to yourself. That's how the things are currently, moving. These are all the trends that are there. And just a quick snapshot, and then next slide if we move to. So how are these trends getting impacted because of COVID? So all these trends actually are only getting accelerated and further amplified with the COVID-19. People are becoming even more health conscious. People are wanting, okay, more personalized. They want natural. They want, sustainable nutrition, and they obviously will make the most of the technology that is available. So that's how it's just getting even furthermore amplified. So when it comes to your NPD, you will need to be very clear in terms of, which strategy really works for your brand and for the product that you are developing. So that's it. I think, that's all I wanted to say. And this is my last slide. And in these unprecedented times, earlier we used to go across all over the place, and then we used to conduct the consultations. So now we are doing all that online, thanks to Zoom and various other, the technology forums. So anyone wants anything, so I'll so my email is there and you can reach out. Thanks very much. So back to you, Kuldeep.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Deepak ji. Very interesting presentation, and all the 6 points which you have mentioned. And that reminds me that under current circumstances, earlier we used to say in our culture that you are what you eat. And today the concept has come, you are what you can digest. So I think the focus is slightly shifting from what your intake is and what you are able to digest. So to support that, digestive nutrition is going to play an important role. And I think somewhere you have made a couple of our audience a little bit apprehensive, in the sense they have started to ask about the potential of dairy alternatives in the country. So okay, we will be taking that later.